Hello, members of the Kitabe Club. It's a great pleasure to be talking to you about my new book, How Should a Government Be? The New Levers of State Power. My name is Jaideep Prabhu, and I'm a professor of marketing at Cambridge Judge Business School. So, how did this book come about, and what are my 7 tips in 7 minutes for you? I have studied innovation in the private sector for most of my career. I have been particularly interested in frugal innovation, or jugaad as we call it in India, in Hindi. With frugal innovation, we see that small teams can now do what only large companies or big government labs could do before. We see these teams develop highly affordable solutions faster, better, and cheaper across sectors, from healthcare to education to finance and so on. And often these solutions address social problems that impinge on public services and the state. So we see this in software with products like WhatsApp, which were built by just 4 people in less than a year with about 250K in seed funding. And this created huge value for hundreds of millions of people who downloaded the app, and also for the founders who sold it for something like 20 billion to Facebook. We see this kind of frugal innovation also in hardware, like this cheap computer, the Raspberry Pi, which was developed by one of my former students, a mature student, Eben Upton, who was in the computer science department at Cambridge. The idea of this Raspberry Pi was to help millions of children around the world learn how to code and to tinker with computers. We see this development in emerging markets, like Kenya, where M-Pesa was introduced by Vodafone to enable a lady from a village to call her son who's working in the city to ask him to send money, but also, that she could then cash in her local corner shop. So this is frugal financial inclusion. And we see this in the developed world, in companies, startups like CellScope, which came out of the University of California at Berkeley, which have developed a whole suite of medical devices that use the smartphone to do telemedicine, like you see a mother doing here. And this device is a fraction of the cost of the standalone device. So I have written 2 books about this phenomenon of frugal innovation. The first book was called Jugaad Innovation, and it came out in 2012. It was all about emerging markets. And then we wrote a second book called Frugal Innovation, which was about the same phenomenon in the West. And whenever I would talk about these books to people around the world, they would always ask me the question, so what does this mean for governments? And I began to think about that and realized there were 2 aspects of this question. There were questions about how the government could itself do frugal innovation to deliver services to its citizens faster, better, and cheaper. But there was also an element of how the government should manage this phenomenon in the economy to ensure that it flourishes for the benefit of all. So I began to think about this question and then eventually wrote a book called How Should a Government Be? And in this book, I argue that the state, the government, now has new tools. It has access to new technologies and forms of organization that it can use to deliver more and better for its citizens faster and cheaper. But governments also have to be careful not to trample too much on people's agency and freedom, and they need to protect and respect their privacy and individuality. Also, citizens have a role in ensuring this balance between efficiency, effectiveness, and freedom. So with that background, I'm now going to share with you my 7 tips for how should a government be. First, the government should be responsive. Government should be citizen-centric. They should work outside in from the perspective of the citizen rather than inside out from the perspective of the bureaucracy in designing and delivering solutions. And they should involve citizens in these solutions. In my book, I look at how this can be done in public services such as social care and healthcare. Tip 2, be inclusive. Governments need to balance the needs of different groups of citizens, often with competing interests. I look at how Denmark has done this for decades using the principle of flexicurity. They enable and allow flexibility for employers in the job market, but equally they ensure security for job seekers and people looking for employment. Third tip, be experimental. Governments need to try new solutions in pilots to reduce the risk of failure, learn, evaluate, and then scale these solutions. I look at how the UK's Behavioral Insights team has used advances in behavioral science and the experimental method to understand and to deliver on a lot of government policies, and also how they have developed What Works Institutes for looking at the evidence of what works in different areas like education and criminal justice. So we have evidence-based decision making. Tip 4, be entrepreneurial in how you regulate the economy. Governments must be proactive and engage early with new players and new technologies. I look at how the central bank in Kenya did this with M-Pesa when Vodafone came to them with this offer of a new service of mobile-based payments. Tip 5, be entrepreneurial in cultivating the economy. Governments must foster a private sector ecosystem of large and small companies with healthy competition and innovation. But in doing so, they must be careful not to try and do everything themselves. The government should be there to coordinate and steer and not to row. And I look at this in the context of the space race in the US and how NASA is partnering with many private sector organizations such as SpaceX. Tip 6, be innovative. Governments must create a culture of innovation in government at all levels, city, state, and center. This requires constant training and learning. And I look at this in the case of Digital Bangladesh. Finally, tip 7, citizens have a role. They have to be engaged and informed. They must know how to choose good leaders. And then they must hold their governments to account, both from outside, but ideally from inside, by working in the government with the government. So those are my 7 tips on how should a government be. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you like the book. Thank you.